You're tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hi guys, welcome back to the Foster's After Show. This is AfterBuzz TV. We've got an onomatopoeia-filled show for you tonight. We're talking about Now Hear This, and we're very excited to say that we have the Judicorn in the flesh. Yes. Hayden, welcome back.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, thank you. If you guys have questions for Hayden at home, you can tweet at us using the hashtag ABTVF. And as always, you can subscribe to us on YouTube, on iTunes, leave us a comment there. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, let's hook up with some quick intros. I'm Jeffrey Masters, a tweet from Jeff Masters 1.
I am Jillian Leff. I tweet from @JillianLeff.
Hey y'all, I'm Hannah Pritchard, and I tweet from @TheHotShotDude.
And I'm Stephanie Georgie, and I tweet from @StephanieGeorgie.
All right, what do you guys want to talk about first? Any new, I don't know, kisses?
Something new? I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. Can we build
momentum?
I want to talk about, obviously, Brandon and Lou's kiss.
Of course. What else kiss were we talking about?
Was there another one? All right.
I think so.
So I think Jillian pointed out while we were watching it that everyone's been talking about Bradley all season, but Johnner, oh my God, has so many fans.
Hashtag Johnner all day.
I'm telling you, I know the Bradley fans are fierce, but Johnner kiss was trending yesterday when I was trying to avoid all of the spoilers.
Yeah, right?
And I don't know, they're coming in hot for me. I'm like, maybe I'm Team Johnner right now. I might need to take a break from Bradley since I know it's not going to happen.
Just for the meantime.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing. Everyone is on a side of Team Bradley, but I don't think anybody's against Team Johnner.
Oh no.
I don't think anyone. How could you be against Team
Yeah.
Johnner? Who would do that?
Right?
Right? I think that everyone should be on Team Johnner.
Yeah, I think they are. I mean, it's been such a slow moving process in the best way possible. How long have you known this is coming up?
Not very long. It took us a long time to get to this point. For me portraying this character and Gavin portraying this character was a long process that took some time, and it took a lot of talking. So, I mean, it was basically I knew about it when they said, "Are you finally okay with this?"
Wow.
So once I had come to terms with myself and I was comfortable with portraying this role of a gay character since I'm straight, I basically figured out right there that they were going to write that in.
Yeah, so when you say talking, is that with the creators, Bradley and Peter?
Yeah, that was talking with Bradley and Peter throughout basically, not the entire show, but a lot of the second season and a little bit towards the end of the first season. They had always been asking me how I felt about it, and they wanted to make sure that I was comfortable with my own sexuality before they started playing with Jude's. And it was a process that took some time, but in the end, we've obviously decided, and it's gonna look great.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's so important too because I was reading up a lot on what happened last night today, and I think I read somewhere that this is the youngest male-on-male kiss on television.
So they say, yeah.
So they say. So you're part
television.
of.
Yeah.
History.
Right?
Huge.
It's very cool. It's incredible. It's an honor to be a part of something so serious and something very big. I mean, it's changing the world, and it's making differences everywhere that is very important and that need to be made.
Pride, absolutely. I love that even all the girls who have crushes on both, Hayden and Gavin are we can't help but want this to happen also.
Yeah.
They might not want it but they're this is just Team Johnner all day.
Yeah, they're Hayden's mine, Gavin's mine, but they can, Jude and Connor can be together. That's okay with me.
I think it's cool that also last year it won the GLAAD Media Award for Best or Outstanding Drama Series, and yet it's still pushing that forward to be yeah, we still have work to do. I have a lot of like older blogger friends I was reading, and they were like, we wish this was on TV when we were growing up.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just nice to like keep normalizing it, which the Fosters has always done a great job at.
Yeah.
Well, they were even talking, they touched on this episode about profiling and stereotyping, just that little exchange that Lena and Steph had, you know,
Yeah.
sort of stereotyping the lesbian character. And I think it's important because, you know, when we met Jude, it was so long where everything was sort of up in the air. And I think as viewers, we're so excited to take that journey with you.
Yeah,
And
I hope so.
I mean, honestly, like the thing that I can't get out of my head though, you know, you said you've come to terms with, you know, the whole thing and where your character is going, but you're really good friends with Gavin outside of the show. So how did you guys sort of work that out?
I mean, it was interesting. It's not easy to, you know, be straight and kiss someone of the same sex and then have it be your best friend is a little bit awkward as well. But Gavin and I always find a way to make things fun and light off set, and you know, we're both very professional. So I mean, it's what we're supposed to do, and we know that it's making a big difference, and that's important to us, and that's important to others, and that's something that really, I mean, when you think about it, it doesn't matter what you're really doing. It's just something that you have to do.
And both you and Gavin are artists now. I mean, you're wanting to portray something real, and everyone got it. We were talking about how gnarly your attention was, and just even the way that Gavin was looking at you, that was so crazy. I was like, oh my god, I wish I was a gay boy right now, because that was amazing.
No, we were even saying how the tension between, you know, we were always talking about tension between Brandon and Callie, but it was
Palpable.
electric
It was crazy.
this episode. I was like, when you guys were on the ground after you fell, I was like, got like a little flustered. I was like,
It
wow,
was
like
oh my
this is
gosh, so cute.
no, I know.
It was a
pulled me
very
in.
heated moment, and the fact that there wasn't really physical contact, that's even better. I mean, that's like the Notebook kind of a thing. Like, just the look. How did you guys get the look?
Yeah, it's like you got it down. It's perfect.
It was
You're great.
perfect.
Also, we finally found out that on the camping trip there was a kiss that
Yes.
they referenced.
Finally, we've been trying to figure out what happened on that camping trip forever.
And no one, Jude said, you know, he was like, oh, we had some girls in the tent, and no one believed him. They're like, oh, Jude's lying. There's no way that happened. Can't believe it. And they sniffed us out, man. They got us, and they caught us red-handed. And
We
we finally figured, you know, you guys finally figured it out and found out that they were the ones that kissed in the tent.
Yeah. Also, I loved Steph's line about kids are so much freer to question themselves now. And you might have a different perspective on this, but I think it's important to note that the show is not labeled Jude or Connor as being gay yet. And so it's important to know that, like, you know, they're questioning things. And, like, one, like, same-sex kiss doesn't make you gay, and like
That's
it's
true.
still like a part of the like timeline.
Discovering it
Yes.
and figuring it out. Absolutely.
And I love so much that the creators and the writers worked with you all and asked you all personally how you felt. I had no idea that they did that, and I think that's amazing. What a cool experience for
Yeah,
you.
it was very kind of them to do. I mean,
Yeah.
to just throw us into that situation when we're not necessarily comfortable or
Absolutely.
aware of it is something that is, you know, is
Well, more
different.
so also, I like that you said that they were wanting to focus on you being comfortable with your actual sexuality, because that is important, because I could imagine that being very confusing, doing it just for something and then maybe thinking about it afterwards. But better that you know it so that you can go into it and just be at ease.
yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
You're a special one, Hayden.
Very special.
You are the Judicorn. Hello.
Of course.
Shine bright like a unicorn. Do we think that Jesus knew what was going? That there was a kiss in the tent?
That was my next question also.
Because he made that reference.
I think that Jesus is one of the, like, as I know that you aren't biological, but he definitely plays the brother part where he's like, I know my little brother.
Yeah.
Like, Jude, you know?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he's got a feeling. He's just kind of sees it in him. You know, some
Or
people
he
might
sees
see
it
that
in
way.
Connor more.
That's true. You know, that Connor may show those signs a little bit more than Jude does, and so he kind of sees that and notices it whenever he's, you know, hanging out with them.
Actually, we have a fan question. Jonathan Mangan wants to know how many takes was it for the kiss?
Well, you know, there's different setups. I think there was 3, so I would say 10 or 12, maybe. That's 3.
Wow.
That's 3 setups with 4 takes each. So it took a fairly long time. You're not kissing someone once and then you're done. It's multiple times.
Yeah, it's drawn out.
Yeah.
I mean, we believed it. I
No, definitely.
I didn't
Yeah.
think 10 times. I was like, oh, maybe they did it 3 times. Angle. Like, Wow.
And I kept waiting for you guys to go back in. I was like, okay, so we're gonna keep kissing, right?
We're gonna keep going,
We're gonna
right?
keep going.
That's the next
Teen,
part.
Come on, they're kids.
Whoa. Pens are flying. This was not a Brandon and Lou situation, okay?
Yeah,
This was the
we had,
first
like,
kiss.
We had that like juxtaposition this
This is
time.
what it
Yeah.
discombobulates him a little bit. I apologize, everyone.
Oh, you're fine.
No, but speaking of fan feedback, I mean, just using the ABTVF hashtag right now, just love is pouring in. You know, the kiss made history. You're wonderful. Team Johnner all the way. Like, how do you feel hearing such positive feedback? Because you live tweeted last night.
I did live tweet last night, and being able to see that so many people said so many different things, but they were all in a positive way, was something that was incredible to see. You know, that everyone was happy with this, and that they, you know, they enjoyed seeing this and were, you know, very accepting of this new thing that is now something that we see a lot more than we used to. So I think
Yeah.
it was incredible to get all the positive things that people said.
Yeah, and I'm definitely on Team Connor. I want to be Johnner. I want to be clear, but I really love Taylor.
I like Taylor,
introduced.
too.
She's so cute and intelligent.
But just as like a character, I don't want her for Jude.
Oh, I want to see more of her.
Maybe a
I
little
think
later.
I think
like
her and
her,
Jude would
though.
make wonderful friends.
Exactly.
I think that Taylor might know that something's up.
Yes.
And
She's
I
gonna
hope
be that good friend.
I mean, I am not going to look at Hayden's face right now because I saw him smile. But I do think that, you know, maybe Taylor will be able to help Jude through some of this confusion
Absolutely.
in future episodes.
The
'Cause,
figuring out process.
I mean, like, you were straightforward. You know, you said right away to Connor, you know, you lead people on. Like, this is not okay.
Right.
And I think that's admirable because
Absolutely.
even, you know, whether you're 13 years old or you're 26 years old, we're still telling people that to this day. You know, don't lead people on. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Right.
But no, it's been completely positive, and you know, obviously people are asking me more questions about the kiss, but I think we've talked about that enough.
No such thing as enough about this kiss.
I
I want to
know.
talk about it all night.
I do want to say that I did like the moment in between before they like went back and kissed. One, because they're young, and two, because I felt like the look on your face was you finally kind of settling. Because even after that first kiss, I don't know why anyone would be like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely like, I like guys. You know, it was
Yeah.
this second time. It wasn't weird. It was the second time that it happened, and it just needed to set in. And you're like, oh my god, I like him a little bit.
I'm glad that it portrayed that way. That's what we were hoping for. So I'm
No,
glad you got
I
that.
was like, oh, he's crushing.
Was that Jude's first kiss as well?
I don't know
He
that.
kissed
I-
those girls, I think.
Was there one like that we've seen like on screen yet?
I think that was his first kiss. I mean, that's the first that we've known.
Right.
Yeah, because you
So-
didn't kiss and spin the bottle, right?
No.
Yeah,
She
But
did
they
not
kissed in the
kiss.
tent.
Well,
But they kissed in the
Yeah,
tent.
but that wasn't on camera.
That was
yeah.
on camera.
Yeah.
And that was with
Oh, I forgot.
That
Yeah.
was with Connor.
Interesting. Is it okay if we tell the theory that your mom had about why the Jude and Callie are bouncing from house to house?
If that's okay with her,
Is that
yeah,
okay?
yeah,
Because I think that's a really like interesting like thought that could definitely fit in the storyline.
for sure. It's a very well thought out show. You'd think that she
Yeah.
was the one writing it.
Is she? Maybe. Yeah. So I guess it's that the reason that Jude and Callie keeps moving from house to house, we think because Callie's a troublemaker, but really it could be that they're picking up on Jude's like sexuality and they wanna get rid of him because that's the foster system's like a hard place for gay people.
right. Absolutely.
I think that could definitely
Especially
make
if they,
sense.
if like the foster people have like other children in the house, they start thinking differently. They're like, oh, I don't want that influence, or you know, for whatever reason it is. I could imagine that being like a difficult situation.
And like very early on in season like 1A2, I think Callie mentioned something about
dress.
him and the
Dressing
dress
up
and
in
like
his-
Oh, yeah.
In the very beginning, he was
Yeah.
caught wearing his mom's dress, and his dad beat him.
yeah. Ugh.
Curiosity.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
It
Yeah.
is.
Well, thank goodness for Seth and Lena.
Yeah. Okay, so speaking of the other big kiss that happened,
Yes.
Brandon and Lou.
Lord.
Right. Okay.
My God.
She's pushy.
Stop. I just don't like
Okay,
them.
well,
I don't either, but I really like
You-
seeing David like that. I was like, oh my god,
I just
so cute, David. Wow.
I just like the juxtaposition between like Jude and Connor like figuring things out and like, you know, first kissing maybe in life, or not for Connor.
Right.
But and then there's Lou and Brandon being like, okay, we're older, we're juniors and seniors in high school. And yet, do we think it's okay that he's possibly giving up the Idlewild for a girl?
No.
No, it's not okay. And you know what, Lou? let me tell you something. It made me so mad when she was kissing him and she was like, we could do this every day.
Right?
Like, how dare you use sex
She's
on,
high
on an
school.
impressionable teenage boy?
I would have used that same line if I was her. I would have been like, every day, babe.
My parents would not even have the discussion. It would have been a clean no, and we would have moved on.
I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend in high school, so that's why I would have had everything happen.
That's why you would have been saying that.
I don't know. Lou is trouble, and
She is.
I just have a lot of feelings.
Yeah, and then with that baseball, I was like, ugh. And last week with the drugs, I was like, go away. Nobody
Actually,
likes
and her comment,
we
what,
like
you
her,
think
but
that
no.
he's watching us from heaven? And I'm like, why do you have to say it that way? God.
Jeez.
Yes, he is watching from heaven.
Yeah, so what are your feelings on the Lou-Brandon relationship? Because clearly we have very strong feelings.
I mean, I, a lot of people are, Brandon and Callie and Brandon and Lou, and that's two big relationships that people go at. It's kind of like Callie and Wyatt and Callie and Brandon. I think that my feelings being Jude kind of come into play in my personal feelings because I kind of like Brandon and Lou a little bit better.
Okay.
But Callie can't be with the family, otherwise it's a cluster of very confusing things.
Yeah.
So
You just broke my heart. It's fine.
I mean, come on. Me and Maya do play brother and sister.
I mean, if he goes to live with the Quins, then I guess.
I mean, that's what's
something
supposed
could
to
happen.
have been. I mean, I knew that was gonna happen from the beginning, just for that relationship. To
Yeah,
happen.
if she goes to the Quins, which she
It
may.
seems-
She would.
I like
As of
it.
now, it
I
seems
think,
like it.
I think I really like David and Lou, or Brandon and Lou together, because I do feel like Brandon and Mile, or Callie will be together forever. So he needs his experiences now.
Brandon is like, I mean this nicely, on the square side. He's uptight. She lets it go.
Which is true,
Yes.
and I do like it for that. But still, I'm like, can we just not drag it
No.
out?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want her to drag it all out.
Stop.
I love it.
Though Callie owes Jude a really big thank you, though, because he got her a car, right? Last episode.
True.
That was a great idea.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Nice job.
Mhm, that
I want
was
her
Jude.
behind the scenes.
I like how he thought of that so quickly. He's like, well, he'll buy you a car.
Yeah.
But she's gonna run away if she gets that car.
She's yeah, right.
She's
Gotta go
going
chase
to.
after her.
Yep.
She's gonna go visit Wyatt.
Thank you.
it's okay. You can take the
It's
bus.
gonna happen.
You've done it before.
Find him again. Yeah, right.
I know.
Several
when you took that
buses.
bus, I was so nervous. like my motherly side was coming in. I was like, oh my god, if Steph and Lena knew, if they only knew, they would kill him.
I'd be so worried. Like, where would he go? I couldn't
Jeez.
imagine taking a bus and going from so many places at such a young age to talk to someone.
And in
who
San
may
Diego,
be
there's like
necessary.
no public transportation there. So like the little that there is, it's oh god,
Crazy.
it's uncomfortable. Yeah.
So another fan tweet, Allegra C said, "I only like Brandon and Lou when it comes to music," and I think we can all agree
that's
with
cute.
that.
I agree with that.
I do.
Okay, so if Brandon ends up going to Idlewild, the arts camp, which I think he's best suited for as the adult, what is he going to do with this money that he just got selling the baseball?
Save it.
Oh, okay.
I have nothing.
I just feel like
Save
I
it.
don't
He
know.
can use it for himself later, his after school, for college and music programs.
I just feel like the writer's giving a teenager like $1,500. Like if he doesn't use it for the tour, like it will be used for something within the mix of the show.
He's
But
gonna
the
give
writers are
it.
too
He's gonna
clever.
give it to Anna. No, just,
Oh god.
Well,
He
that's
is.
possible.
Gosh, dang it, Brandon! Stop giving money to Anna. Haven't we established this already?
jeez. No, I don't know. Maybe he'll give it back to Mike because Mike bought it. So
Maybe.
He might do something nice for someone.
or Callie.
I know,
Or
but what?
no, they're
What
gonna
would
go
you
on the
prefer?
show and he's just gonna have an awesome tour. He's gonna blow all that money away.
I do.
No,
think
Lou's
he's
gonna
go on
steal
the
it for
tour.
drugs.
Lou?
Figured it out.
Stop.
Gosh dang
Well,
it.
she really may take that money.
You're weaving a tangled web right
Okay.
now.
Hey, but while we were up Anna, if they keep talking about the baby, it keeps being brought up, do you think they're going to change their mind? Are they going to introduce this baby into the Foster's family?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I get what you mean because they do keep bringing it up
Yeah.
and tossing up the idea almost like they haven't turned it down yet when they bring it up to other people. And I'm like, wait, I thought we decided you were not going to take that baby.
Yeah.
But is that not happening?
Well, I think this episode too, they used Monty as a really nice sort of like buffer to things because Monty actually came out and said that she suffered a miscarriage. And if she was in a similar situation to Lena, she actually probably wouldn't be ready to adopt a baby either. So I think that scene was pretty telling. And also the fact of just their honesty in that scene back and forth. I just don't see how it would work out.
Right.
And Mariana will deal.
They made it. That scene made it understandable for us why. Okay, yeah, she's grieving. Fine.
It was a good reminder because I
Right.
kind of had forgot.
Yeah.
I didn't realize also she was 5 months along.
Actually,
didn't
neither
either.
did- when she said that, that was pretty heartbreaking because
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that there's still time to reconsider.
If Steph and Lena didn't take the baby, who do you think would?
Mike, duh.
I think
Do you think
Anna
Anna would
just-
let her or let him?
the only way I would see Mike doing it is because I know that he wishes he had another shot with Brandon after the divorce and everything. But I mean, dang, to take on a kid yourself and a girl at that.
Well, the thing is, as we saw, Anna stormed out of Mike's place because she felt smothered the last episode.
Right.
So although I would love to see Mike, get his second shot at fatherhood, I just think that he was reaching when Brandon is actually making an effort, and we saw that this episode, which I loved.
I did too.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen him sort of. He really wanted advice, and Mike gave it to him, and then took it a step further and actually bought the baseball. So, I think Mike will be okay. I think when Brandon said last episode, you run to me to sort of complain, and I feel overwhelmed. I think that's going to dissipate.
Yeah, I feel like they've already kind of worked that out just in that moment.
Yeah.
But I want Anna to keep the baby.
Yeah,
I really
me
do.
too.
Totally possible. Maybe someone else will take the baby.
Like Robert Quinn. No, I'm kidding.
Stop it.
Okay, here's something though.
I have to get
If you're-
some kind of I gotta tease people
Don't put
a little
ideas
bit.
in
Just
Oh my
God,
kind of
what
give
if
it to you.
Daphne took the baby.
Okay.
Stop. Everybody stop
No,
it.
seriously. What if Daphne took the baby?
Well, I'm trying to think of what.
I don't
who
know. I'm
else?
trying to think of other characters.
Stop
way
saying yes. You're egging it on.
That way she'd have, like a child if Tasha went to live with
That
her
lady
foster
who I
parents.
want to punch that foster mom in the face.
That was an intense scene.
It was.
That was an intense.
Oh man. I just think that when you're a single mother, like raising a baby on your own, like that first 3 weeks when the baby's new, like when you don't have any other help, like that's impossible.
What is the syndrome called where they hate their child?
Postpartum
Postpartum.
depression.
Okay, I feel like that's what would happen to Anna.
And with no other help.
Yeah, well, because she's gonna
I
be
feel like they'd
frustrated. She's gonna be
all
reminded
help.
of her twins. She's gonna be reminded of her drugs. She's gonna be reminded of the fact that she can't get high. She's gonna be miserable. She's gonna be tired.
No, I
They
think
really
they're-
should get that baby away from her.
Stop it.
actually.
I think they're all going to help her. It'll be one big, happy, crazy, extended family.
that is true.
Well, Hannah, we only have a few more episodes. of
Listen,
this
I'm
season.
trying to build the family. I want Robert Quinn in it. I want Anna in it.
Everyone to come together and
Yes.
be happy with one
I want
another.
a really long
if
Thanksgiving
Callie
table.
goes home with Robert Quinn and Jesus goes to boarding school, Brandon's going to college soon. It's just Mariana and Jude.
Yes.
And your new sister.
Yeah, right? And
I
then
can
they'll
see
take on
that.
another one.
I could see that because I kind of saw the second that Monty made it okay for Lena not to want to have the baby. I feel like it's one of those things where Lena's gonna be like, no, but that's maybe won't want to identify with it, but happy that someone understood and then be like, no, we can take the baby. I think she just wanted someone to think of her, and she got it now.
Yeah.
So I could see her wanting to have the baby.
Yeah. So I'm curious about Johnner.
Make sense?
No, it did.
Okay.
I'm just saying
More-
no because I don't want it.
Oh, I'm not done with Johnner.
Okay, I'm like, you're more curious about Johnner?
So here's the thing. They've been exploring how can I phrase this? They've been they kissed. They've been figuring out their sexualities, whatever it is. And it's been a very private thing in between the two of them. I'm curious if that storyline's going to expand to the school and if other people will start finding out about it.
This is true.
I can see that because even they're getting older. Like what you were saying that the statistic is that when you come out younger, in school, that you have a better time with it later.
Yeah, it's just you have an easier transition when you come out. I was reading a GLAAD article actually talking about Hayden, and just how it's sort of, it was such a big moment on TV last night, and they just said it's great to see a younger character doing this because you do have an easier transition when you come out in high school. At least that's what the article said.
Well, I can see that being the situation for them. I think they'll be teased, but it's also 2015, and at this point we're like we've seen it before. There's not a lot that we haven't seen. So I think it's good for people to finally transition, and that's why it's been so good on the show, because even for our schools now, at least for those like in the Midwest or wherever you don't see it, can finally see it and be comfortable with that
that's
stuff.
true.
And I think it's good too, because like you don't just need to see it once; you need to see it repeatedly.
You do.
Like,
to know that it's a norm, to know that it's comfortable,
Yeah.
to see that you did it and look, it did nothing to you off the camera or on the camera.
Right.
That's important.
Absolutely.
Like I just think about too, like last season, like Cole, who's transgender. Like how many transgender characters are there on TV? Not many at all. So like just like raising the visibility to like let when you're young and you're watching TV, you look for yourself. And if you don't see yourself,
Absolutely.
you like get confused. And if you repeatedly don't see yourself, then like you get like depressed.
Right.
I
That's
could
why
have-
I
you
love
know.
that. Honestly, I feel like if I was like maybe in middle school or in high school and I saw that, I don't think I would have been like freaked out by it almost. So it's awesome that it's finally here, because people do need to see it. Had I seen it when I was younger, then maybe I would have been more accepting, because I think that I kind of wasn't. It was very weird for me.
And like gay youth are disproportionately on the street, which this talks about in the foster care a lot. And like trans youth, like it's like 2/3 higher. It's incredible. And then the
wow.
suicide rates from there.
Right.
So that's a downer note, but it's like it's
No, it's
real.
important.
No,
it's really
important,
important.
and it's just good.
This is so cool for you. It
It's
really,
great.
really
No,
is.
yeah, no, it's incredible. It's wonderful to be such a part of this, and it's crazy because you're right. I mean, the suicide rates for teens who are LGBTQ are so much higher, and the rate for suicide for people who are in the foster care system are so much higher. So to stack those two together and then have them feel like they're wrong, it's crazy to do. It's crazy to think that you would want to make another human being feel as if that their life is not as equal to yours, to feel like they're not important, to feel like they're their sexuality or their sexual preference is wrong, that they chose what they want to be. It's crazy to think that someone gets joy or likes to do that. It's not right, and it's something that I think that this show will hopefully put an end to, or at least start to trigger more, like have a domino effect where more shows will show this, more people will become accepting.
Absolutely. And to the point where it's not even a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Are you?
I also think that Jude knows himself. Like,
Yes,
and I
exactly.
don't necessarily feel the same way about Connor just because of the pressure that his father puts on him. But when you sort of get into character, I feel like what you're portraying is that you're secure in what you're about. Do you feel that way, or do you still feel like that he's wavering a little bit?
I think that Jude knows what he likes. I think that he is, still kind of confused because, he doesn't know how Connor feels.
Right.
But I think that Jude knows himself, and I think that Jude is happy with himself.
I love Jude because I think that what it is that you understand why he wouldn't. As much as you're accepting of it, you're like, no, and I think that's for a lot of specifically like gay men. You would never put anyone out because they know how serious that is. Sometimes life or death situations back in the day, but it's just kind of an understanding. Like, I'm not trying to push it, but that's why you said stop leading her on. Then just don't do things that are dishonest, but you don't have to come out also. So that's really important. Also, I wanted to say, I hope that a lot of people see this after show, because it's also very important to see that you are still young and to see how confident you are off camera.
Yeah.
And to show that, look, it's all right. Like you said,
Yeah.
that
And
may not be my sexual preference, but there's
Exactly.
nothing wrong
Yeah.
with it.
Like it's not something that's to be scared of. Like, I'm straight and I'm perfectly fine with playing a gay kid on TV. Someone who
great.
has had those experiences and who feels that way, and that's not a weird or scary thing.
Yeah.
That's so great.
And like the coming out process can be very dramatic, and it's like often dramatized. So it's nice to see like almost like a lighthearted take on it. Like a
Yes,
character who is like very happy with himself, and
Dual supportive parents.
I think this is a very California way of dealing with it, right? Because it almost always starts here, where it's light. You have the freedom to make choices and to experience.
Well, I think we get to see both side of things with this show. Like,
Right.
we can't
Connor's
forget
dad.
Connor's
Exactly.
dad. I mean, it's even Lena said, well, so just because Jude said he was straight, Connor's dad is okay with it. Steph and Lena know.
Exactly, of course.
Like, they have an understanding of, at least, Jude is still discovering things. And
because they know themselves, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's hard because it's nice that they show both sides.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Not everything is easy and peachy, and a lot of people's coming out stories are not as, sort of
well supported.
Supported, yeah, by
as
family.
Jews.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm excited to see how they let it unfold from here, like with the school and with the family and his dad, just with everything, with everyone, how it like ripples out with everybody's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
it's right.
I think it'll be cool. Are you guys really excited for that?
We are very excited. There's a lot of great stuff, even in these just next couple episodes, that is very cool and very crazy. And to wait for these things to come up, like you know what's going to happen and you know how people are going to react.
Yeah.
The excitement of waiting for that moment to be there and for waiting people to see it is very cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Our show's so good. Every time I watch it by myself too, if like an engineer comes in or something, and everyone always looks back to see what's going on. I'm like, it sounds great, doesn't it? It's because it's so dramatic. Like
good
just
show.
the music. I'm like, I know, but keep watching.
Every headline I
comes to the-
read. Yeah, what?
No, I was saying like you just invite people to come watch it with you.
No, of course.
Well, you can come back whenever you want.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, every headline I see is like ABC Family continues to push boundaries. And I'm
They
like,
do.
Yeah.
All of the shows have been killing it recently with the boundaries they've
Yeah.
been pushing.
And another
Love
storyline
it.
is the Kiara.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
yeah.
that's so difficult to watch that all these girls who left Girls United, a lot of them are not doing well.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And but look where their heads can go. She was fine, and then someone buys her a necklace.
Oh, she had that line though. No one has ever bought me nice
and
things.
It's
it's heartbreaking.
crushing. It's so crushing.
And she
Yeah.
knows that he's a pimp. She's not dumb. You heard how she speaks. She's street smart. She knows exactly the situation that she's in. But she just wanted nice things. She wanted shoes. You know, like
She
how
wanted to feel
important.
special.
She wanted
Yeah.
to feel special.
Loved. Like someone
Absolutely.
cared about her. Like she wasn't just trash or
And
something
he's a
else.
player. And what do players do? They make you feel special. So it's horrible. And then for like she said, when she spit on Rita.
Oh my gosh.
That's my point. Like your mind has to be somewhere else because that is the most like
Yeah.
insulting thing to do to someone.
Well, she was aware too. Like after she spit on her, you could see Kiara's face, like know
Right?
what she had
like
done.
her heart dropped.
Yes.
To the, like, pit of her
Like, how can I
stomach.
come back from this?
Yes,
Exactly.
it was so hard to
Yeah.
watch.
I'm just worried now that the pimp, the other guy that like she was going to meet, and then the police came. He sped off. That he's gonna want revenge.
He's
or
gonna
something.
come on some thug
you
stuff.
two over there and having your predictions over that pimp. I was like, stop.
Well,
Oh,
no,
that's
you'd
gonna be
surprised,
dangerous.
Yeah.
Yep,
It's
the return of James.
Is
that his name?
His name's James. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so helpful.
Absolutely. Because that's how they earn that money. Which, by the way, fun fact: El Cajon Boulevard, that all exists right there.
Wait, Al Capone?
El Cajon.
El Cajon.
El Cajon.
El Capone.
They didn't say Boulevard, and I think that they couldn't for the sake of the show, but it's El Cajon Boulevard.
And it's really bad area.
It's a very bad area. Shout out to Poke Ave. That's where the homies used to live. What? It is a hood over there. Like I just
You
remember
just got
having to
so
be-
street on us.
I did.
Changed. Someone new came in.
I just want to be a little professional for all of you. But no, it is. It's a bad area. I mean, I remember having to be careful and like where I parked my car, and then my friends, you know, just being a little bit protective, or the fact that I'd be like, no, I'm good. They're like, no, do you see what you look like? You're not good. Stop.
Yeah.
Or people, because I would have been like, hi, how's it going? And it's like 5 hookers walking, like, you know.
Okay. You needed a Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes.
Rita
No, where
and
was
her
your
tribal
Rita?
prince
It's just
saves
so
the day.
Yeah, it's
Wait.
just so sad because that's just 100% happens, and that's so scary to think of. By the way, when she spit on Rita's face, is because she was so scared because she knew
Yeah.
something bad would have happened.
Can we talk about
me
Rita's emotions in this episode? Because I was crying, Hannah was crying, Steph was crying,
Michelle
Hayden's
was
mom was
crying.
crying.
All over.
Michelle is, yeah.
I wanted to cry, but I have no heart.
Michelle was crying for the third
right.
time.
Okay, Tin Man.
He's ice cold.
Holla.
He's ice cold. No, but seriously, like, honestly, you know what it brought me back to? And I think we've mentioned this before, but like, it brought me back to Harriet the Spy a little bit.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Stop it.
When she played Michelle Trachtenberg's
Yeah.
nanny in Harriet the Spy. Wait, have you seen Harriet the Spy, the Nickelodeon one?
Watch
No.
it.
Oh
I
my
haven't.
gosh.
Watch it.
No, that came out on VHS. You definitely didn't see
Jude
it.
and I are too young for you guys.
Oh my
okay?
gosh, honestly, it was so good. But the emotions, I was like, Rosie, you're
Killing
killing
it.
me.
Right?
She,
People underestimate her acting.
They do.
A
and
League
she's
of Her
great.
Own.
Oh my gosh, I
The
love that movie.
Flintstones.
she's been on Broadway too. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Grease.
I'm about to go
On
home.
Broadway.
I was gonna say she wasn't in that movie. I think
Right.
you just made that up.
No, she was in Seussical too.
Was she?
Yeah.
What?
What?
She played the Cat in the Hat. Guys, read up.
Rosie?
Also, her daytime talk show was like the highest rated ever.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I know.
She left to spend time with her family. She's a family lady.
She is Rita.
That's why she's doing the show. She's
Yeah.
God,
She's
So, like,
she's
Rita,
amazing.
The writer was like,
believe that. I want to meet her.
bro, who does this remind you of? Rosie O'Donnell. Let's go. Her
Let's do it. It's perfect. She's so cool.
Oh my god, when did you find out you were going to be working with her? Because you've had scenes with her.
Yeah, a couple times. Very few, sadly, but I have had a couple with Rosie. I think that we all kind of figured it out at the same time. The writers were kind of like, there's this new, Girls United home. Callie's going to have a story going there. And they were like, well, who's going to play this very strong character that's going to kind of be like, someone who really supports Callie? Like, it's a very supportive role. And so none of us really knew. I don't know if they had it in the back of their minds and were keeping it a secret, but like the episode when it came out and we all read it, it was just then decided that
Oh
they
my
were
God.
Rosie O'Donnell.
I was like getting goosebumps you saying that. I would have cried if I found out I was like, oh my God,
Well,
doing
yeah.
something with Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, what I read was that I think it was Bradley or Peter. I think Peter. I don't remember. She emailed one of them, Peter. She emailed a creator being like, "Hey, I just want to let you know that I love your show, The Fosters. She has like a family. She has a family. She was like, I love watching it with my kids. Thank you." And he was like, "Would you want to be on it?" In that
Oh,
voice.
the life of an.
Is that really what happened?
Yeah.
If that's how it
person.
played out, that's pretty cool.
I know, right?
Is that really what happened?
I
she
think
was
so.
a
I
fan.
mean, I'm pretty sure Peter came in and all giddy and stuff. Peter was smiling ear to
some-
ear, and he was so happy. He was like,
Gee-ish.
just got an email from Rosie O'Donnell. She loves our show. I'm like, that's incredible. And she's like, she's going to be on it. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's even better. That's awesome.
I love Rosie.
She's so good, and she was so emotional. I can't even believe, especially when she the way she fought for Kiara that way.
Oh, yeah.
And when she looked back that first time, like she wanted to do something but knew she couldn't, and to still get emotional after someone spits in your face. That's
Yeah.
that is just, it's a lot.
And then,
And
sorry, please.
Sorry, and then at the end when she like comes,
Embraced her and don't ever do that. Like her
it
mom.
was like it was like
It's
Mama
like,
Bear.
don't you ever feel like no one loves you. The way she grabbed her. Oh,
And then seeing how excited Callie and her were like at seeing the other girl back in the house.
that was so
Yeah,
sweet.
like their
And then-
love and their support.
And then to see Callie get emotional out of that and be wanting to tell Terry the truth because Terry did come or Steph did come and help out, and then she saw the love between them and was like, I have a family. Like, I don't want to leave them. This is because it was kind of like a, when something emotional happens to your friends, everything else kind of comes out. 'Cause you start
Yeah.
relating
It's
to
like
it, you
it's like the
identify to
word
it.
vomit, but it's feel
Right,
vomit.
feel vomit, exactly.
Feel vomit.
There's such a connection from Girls United, which leads us to a really big plot point. Callie comes clean to Steph about wanting to live with Robert Quinn and her reasons why. Do we think that's going to change the solution? Because it seems like she's still going there.
I don't know. It stresses me out.
I think it's just so sad because I see how much Steph cares for her, but I feel awful that I still think, and not because I love Kerr Smith, I think that Callie should go with her dad.
It's because I love Kerr Smith.
I think Callie should go with her
just
dad
kidding.
just because of her age, because she's a girl, because she needs to be with her father. She, I like that Robert's playing the father. I'm sorry, if you don't love me, I don't care. I love you. This is my job. You
Yeah.
are my blood. I'm going to take care of you.
That's nice,
I
but
agree.
Steph and Lena love her so much, and her brother Jude is there.
You can't leave Jude. What are you talking about?
Well, Hayden, how is Jude feeling about this?
I think that as we've seen, Jude is, he's upset that his sister is going to be leaving him, that they're not going to be in the same house, but he's also understanding. He's like Callie said, he's been in the system, he understands. Jude understands the struggle and how long they've been waiting to finally be in a home, and the fact that Callie still isn't in one and she just wants to finally be done with it all. Jude is like, okay, but you can't leave me. You can go and live somewhere else, you can go and be with someone else, but you can't leave me. You can't leave my life. You can't walk away from me. And so, she's like, okay. And so he's come to terms with her possibly going to live with her real dad, just in case if it does happen, which
Right. Might
like
not
it
now,
is.
but
As of now, yeah.
I know. I think it's
we'll
still
see.
gonna
'Cause
happen.
Steph will, because Steph is gonna fight for it and everything.
But when Steph accused him of making Callie lie to them, that wasn't actually part of it, right? That was her reading into things.
No, that was just Robert being okay with Callie keeping it a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I see Steph being mad about that, but at the same time, it's like, get out of here. He's doing what you're doing. He wants to
It's
win
true.
over Callie,
Yeah.
and she confided in him, so he had to, you know, show that she could.
She'll have a great family no matter what home she is in, either way. But
and
I
that's what's hard, sorry, as the viewers
Yeah.
watching, because you know both families love her.
Yes,
absolutely. But I think it's just better for the show if she does go live with Robert.
Oh, really?
I do. I just think progression-wise, I think it's better.
Actually, someone brought up a really great point. Kiara, she said, "I like how Callie broke down to Steph and not Lena. It's nice because they talked about opening up in other episodes." So it is nice
Yeah.
to see because, you know, the kids really tend to go to Lena all the time. So I think it was a situational thing. You know, Steph just happened to be there, but also you could tell that it was she was bottling it up and she needed to let it go.
I think it's because Callie and Steph have a I think they have a close relationship. The same way that Jude has that relationship with Lena.
Yeah.
That's the reason why, you know, Steph in the middle of her conversation with emotion vomit, like you just said, got into tears with Lena because she's happy in that moment, but then what's not letting her happy is because she grew this attachment to this like beautiful girl who came into their family.
Yeah.
Right.
And because the way that Steph feels about Callie, obviously Callie's gonna feel that from Steph, so that's why it hurts, and that's why she wanted to confide in her because that's who she was afraid of, you know, the authority figure.
Yeah. Anytime that Jude has a scene with Lena, Sherry Som, oh, she's so perfect. That's both of you together, and like her lines that she has to deliver to you, they're like supportive but not pushing, and
It's always incredible. There's some of my favorite scenes is Sherry and I whenever we're doing anything, you know, a lot of the times she's the mom who went through a lot of those struggles and sees him going through them and can really relate to those issues that she's had and the trouble that she's had ever since she was little. So it's very important and it's very special that they have that connection and that, you know, mother-son bond.
yeah.
You know, speaking of connections, I did write something down that I wanted to bring up. Steph told this awesome story about how she fell in love with her best friend, and then it broke her heart when the best friend didn't feel the same way. And I just felt like it was a sort of like a mirroring maybe what you're going through or what could happen in the end.
No.
That's just how I felt.
No.
It's just how
That's
I felt.
really insightful.
I mean, because, you know, we didn't really need to know that anecdote. I don't think it really brought anything to Steph's character,
Stop
but it
it.
just made me think of Jude and Connor.
That's true. We could be throwing another curveball because you know the Fosters loves to do that.
I mean, it
Hayden?
had to fake
Who
out
knows?
today.
I mean, we'll find out eventually, right?
If they take Johnner and Bradley away from me, I mean, what is that?
What is the show anymore?
I can see that because I can see why Jude's character would confuse a boy. You know, because the straight boy is gonna think like, oh well, this kid's obviously has experimental feelings, so they're so curious as to how he feels that way and why he's so comfortable, and then you're just awesome to get along with. It's one of those things where because of your slight feminism, why wouldn't you as a kid just be drawn to this person? It doesn't necessarily mean he wants to like be with you sexually, but like he could easily just fall in love with the person.
That's totally possible.
You know, like I know plenty of guys who are best friends who have that bromance.
Yeah. But
I think Gavin and I have that now, off screen. We're both
Yeah.
straight, but I think we do have like a very family connection.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's my brother. Like I
Right.
could go to him if I ever needed advice or help with something.
Yeah.
that
Like
was
I love
very
you so
serious.
much I can kiss you, bro. Like, well, that's what happens.
I think it's so
Is
cool
that what happens?
Yeah, you just kiss your brothers. You don't do that.
I mean, like let's say best friends though.
I think it's so cool that from the beginning too they've had the character pairing, so you guys can like,
Yeah.
you know, I think you met on the show, right?
We did.
Blue
We met
for
on the
Jude,
show.
that was love from the start. He saw your confidence from the beginning. That's what attracted. That's how their friendship started. He's like, wow, this kid is cool. Can't stop, won't stop. That's what
Exactly.
He
Yeah,
said
he was
saw
like, I
you-
gotta be friends with this guy.
Exactly.
He's too cool.
it's so cool. I can only imagine your all's connection off screen now from creating this relationship on screen.
It's pretty crazy. Like how we kind of knew each other and we kind of talked in the beginning, and we were kind of, you know, like you act a little like very proper and
Yeah.
you know very uptight around new people because you don't want them to think you're completely insane. And then as we kind of became better friends and started hanging out more, we just kind of showed our true colors, and we're both very, very, very funny guys who are,
I love it.
you know, who like to have fun and hang out.
Speaking of true colors, I just want to mention also that I loved seeing the true colors of all the siblings.
Yeah.
Everyone was emotional in this episode. I love seeing Mariana be butthurt about Callie leaving and upset about it the way she should have been. To see Mariana and Jesus have that relationship and be upset about it, it's fine. I mean, not that I guess I do love the drama, but good. I want everyone to just cry for each other. You know, I want
Feel
that
connected.
love to yes, absolutely.
So many feelings.
I know. All right, we got to segue into some predictions.
Okay.
This was a very intense preview for next week. I believe you were drinking.
No.
What?
No.
Please.
No.
Stop that. You're too young.
Not at all.
The Fosters likes to fake us out, so I'm curious to see like how they're gonna work that in. But that's not what I was expecting to see.
I mean, here's some interesting thoughts just to plug into your guys' mind,
Oh,
because I
sure.
love doing that.
Okay. Go ahead.
You know, they were in drinking alcohol, but it was in someone's house. So I wonder whose house it was.
I saw that
Stop
because
it.
did you hear the voice? Who was like, "Who's in here?" And
was
they
like
were
an
all
attic,
scared,
right?
and it dropped, and it better have not started a fire because.
It sounded like a gunshot.
So, okay, perfect. Alcohol and gunshots that creates fire.
It could have found a bottle in the attic, open it, be like, yeah, it is alcohol. You're right. Wait, you should take a sip. Drops.
If he drops it and someone tried to shoot in defense of their house and
They weren't at Al Capone.
Boom! The
Well,
sparks.
Wait, but hold on.
Now we're talking about houses lighting on fire. Got like
No.
it's like the beginning. Instead of the ambulance pulling up, it's the fire truck.
So I really have to confess I wasn't paying attention for the preview. So but I did see on Twitter that somebody was talking about a gunshot. So I think maybe it could have been a shot because a lot of
And
the
they weren't
fans were
running.
like, "Who died?
no.
Like, who's gonna die?"
What if? Oh my God! One of the little girls are gonna get
Is it
shot.
James?
No one
It's
died.
James.
It's
James.
James. It's James. I have
James
to
comes.
say, I kind of provoked that. I was like,
You provoked the
I was like,
gunshot?
who got shot?
Stop.
And everyone was like,
Hayden.
oh my gosh, who died?
This
I'm like,
ain't Romeo and Juliet. It's fine.
I'm
Genre's
like cracking my
ending.
knuckles over here, all nervous. Oh my God!
Oh my God, I fell
Like,
for
oh
it
no.
so hard, Hayden. I
Okay,
fell
but are
for
we
it.
falling for the mistress of Robert Quinn? Did we think that's real?
Wait, did I
That
miss
was,
that?
it was
That was
Callie.
in the preview.
Wasn't
oh,
it?
no. I
What?
thought I saw some like otherwise non-fatherly
Wait, are you like making?
affection.
I thought.
What is happening?
Oh my god, are
Callie.
you kidding me? Roll tape. I thought in the preview for next week he was in a car with somebody and they were like, and there's a hug, or I thought it was a kiss, and she had brown hair, maybe it was Callie, and they
Maybe
were
it
like
was Callie.
insinuating it was
That's
a
funny.
mistress,
I
and that's why they can't
know.
adopt her because he's a bad person, they were saying.
I was gonna
Stop
say
it,
because that's
what?
exactly what will happen if he does
Wait,
that.
hold on.
I swear to God, am I wrong? Was
Until
there...
next
what?
week.
You can't tell us.
I wish that the
People are making
fans
things up.
Tweet me right now.
Did I misconstrue
Tell us,
it?
let us
was it
know.
I
was
hope
it
so.
Callie in the car or was it someone that we have never met before?
I wrote Robert
Tell
Quinn
me.
mistress question mark.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll hypothesize about that, but what can you tell us about a little something called Hayden's Hope Totes?
Hayden's Hope Totes is something that I'm so proud to be able to finally talk about. We're still doing
Finally.
some construction. Yeah. Well, it's been kind of a thought for a long time, and
Oh,
we've
cool.
been getting paperwork filled out and stuff like that. But it's a nonprofit organization, which actually, we're in the process of making a website right now. But it raises money for us to provide like duffel bags to the social workers that pull kids from their houses at night. So a lot of times when kids are pulled from their homes, they don't have anything to take their stuff in. Their parents refuse. Like Kiara was
Like
saying,
Kiara.
they refuse to give them their stuff. They won't let them take it, or social workers might end up having to remove it from them. So instead of them having to take some of the stuff that they have in like a trash bag or their pillowcase, something that's a little more humane and a little bit nicer to have would be
Wow.
an actual like backpack or duffel bag, which they can keep for however long they're in the
awesome.
foster system or whatever they're going through, however many houses they go through. It's something that they will always have with
Yep.
them.
Wow,
That's
love
actually
that.
great because you know what, kids love bags.
Yeah.
You know, they just love they're cool backpacks and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's just nice.
Yeah,
To
I
have
love
something.
that.
And what's it called one more time?
it's
Hayden's
called
Hope?
Hayden's Hope Totes.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
How and when can we get these?
I know,
Oh,
right?
what?
I mean, we're still sitting on the website, so it's almost done, but I will be letting everyone know. I'll be blasting it all the time.
Fantastic.
All about it.
Keep your eyes out for that.
So Jeff was right. Everyone's
Oh,
saying that
booyah.
it wasn't Callie.
Okay.
It's someone that we don't know.
Wait, what did you say? Jeff was what?
Jeff was
That's
right.
right.
Jeff Masters was right.
Okay, I'm gonna gloat, but we gotta do predictions really quickly. We're running out of time. Steph, what do you think's gonna happen? Okay, Hannah, what do you
know.
think is gonna happen?
I don't know. I just still think she's
Yeah.
going to end up with Robert Quinn. And I think
Yeah.
we're going to see a lot of cool stuff with Johnner. And I think maybe something will
I think
get
there's gonna
leaked
be
to
a fire.
school. Maybe he'll tell
Fire.
Taylor.
There
I
was
don't
already a
know.
fire. All right, Jillian.
I need to know about Callie's choice. I need to know if her choice is going to stick or she stays with the Fosters. I know Steph is prepared to go toe to toe with Robert Quinn, so we'll see what she can dig up.
Okay, I'm just
gonna
nervous
leave.
about James. Hayden, thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
I'm so excited
Yeah,
to
thank
be
you.
here.
Where can everybody find you on social media and the internet?
You can find me at Hayden Byerly on Twitter, and I think it's Byerly11 on Instagram.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, I tweet from Jeff Masters 1.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jillian Leff, on my Facebook page, Jillian Leff Official, and yeah. Go ahead, Hannah.
And you all can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Hotshot Dude.
And you can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Georgie and on Instagram at StephanieG47. And a shout out to Emma who made our Fosters AfterBuzz TV fan page. We love you for that.
Thank you.
All right, guys, this is so much fun. We will see you next week. Good night.
Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.